to our last top, and
It's a juicy one.
listen, we're gonna spend a little extended amount of time, like probably more time than what we spent on the Xbox. So just buckle up, and I'm gonna just get a few points off because just and I understand I'm gonna preference this. This is first impressions, and this is very fresh. I played 10 hours over a 2 days 2 day release span. Like it's been 2 days since the game released, and I've already put in 10 hours of gameplay. And so I feel like I have played an appropriate amount of this game to give the comments that I'm about to give. So just buckle up. For all you gaming review companies and reviewers and hype beasts and whoever Sony has in their pocketbooks, baby, for you to have the audacity to say that this is a generational game, you need to never ever have a place in gaming news or game reviews, because baby, this listen, I'm gonna preface this the same way Infamous made a note that Breath of the Wild is nothing new. It's the same shit that we've already seen in X, Y, and Z titles. That's exactly how I feel about this game. I gotta preference this that I do have an abundance amount of love for Ghost of Tsushima. You can call me biased. You can say whatever you want. There's not enough difference and there's not enough improvement from Ghost of Tsushima to Ghost of Yotei. And people can say, oh, well, there was a day one patch and it fixed a lot of stuff. Baby, I'm just going to point out a few things. 10 hours of gameplay. First impressions. I just keep referencing that. This is not a final review. Why, through 10 hours of gameplay, do I continue to see the same design of certain characters? They're different NPCs, quote unquote, but it's the same design. Look the exact same mofo. But yet he's kind of dressed up differently, and it's a whole nother quote unquote NPC. Too many times I saw that. And people can say I'm being bougie and I'm just doing too much. The amount of lip sync just non-existent in this game is just atrocious. For this to be a 2025 release on a PlayStation 5, PlayStation Pro, the amount of lips not syncing with the words that is being said, it's just atrocious. That happened in the first game, I will admit, but like I said, first game gets a lot of passes. Why? It's the first time. It's the first time at the table. So, you don't have all your manners and you don't know to keep your elbows off the table, cool. But that second time you come to my motherfucking table, you better come fucking correct. Don't be having these fucking same bullshit ass issues from the first fucking game. If anything, have some new issues. Have some shit I didn't even see or it didn't happen in the first game. Let it be new. Don't give me the same shit, because how I feel like you cheated me out of my fucking money. Because this feels like a copy and paste from the first game, and you dressed it up and you put a female character as the protagonist, and you was like, oh, this is a new game, $70. Don't let you get the deluxe, 100 whatever collector's editions, whatever the fuck Sony sold you. I feel like you gypped me. I feel cheated. I just don't understand how Sony, you can come back with Ghost of Yotei and it's really about that one screenshot, and I'm gonna put it up in a video. That bitch said generational. I don't think we understand what the word generational means anymore, because mofo's just throwing shit like that out in the universe. So okay, I see generational. This is before I even added the game to my library, so you've already put the hype so far outer space. Pluto not even a planet. That's how far you went out with this generational gaming. 10 out of 10. 70 reviews said it was 10 out of 10. Baby, this game is mid. I'm sorry, but not sorry. This game is mid so far. The story mid. The main character mid. Her story mid. Everything about this game is mid. And for people to say I'm just always gonna be stuck on that. And I think that really set the game up for failure. When I saw that generational 10 out of 10, this is the best thing since sliced bread and melted butter. Baby, this game is mid. The character is mid. The story is mid. And we can already get into Sony releasing the same game dressed up differently. So you're selling me mid above average storyline, but dressed up differently. And you want to charge me $70 per pop. Sony, you playing in my face. People gonna be like, Trice, you've already said fuck Xbox, fuck Nintendo. Bitch, fuck Sony
Fuck them
too.
all.
Fuck them all because they nickel and diming you. Stop selling me the same fucking revenge story, unalive a certain amount of people to get your revenge. I'm tired of playing that same fucking game, and you charging me $70 for it. I gave Sucker Punch so much praise for the first game, and even the Legends mode. But understand, like I give Space Marines all the praise, it's still some cons. There's still some issues. I still have beef with certain things you do. People can say, "Oh, Sony put their leg on their neck and said you had to do it like this. You had to toe the line." At the end of the day, you put out a product just like you judge all the football players that play quote unquote hurt, but they go out and have a bum ass stat line. You put it out, you charge me money, I'm judging, and I'm gonna judge hard. Game is mid, slightly above average. And like I said, there was a lot of issues that was in the first game, but we let it go because it's your first time at the table, boo boo. We gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You did a lot of good shit, so therefore we gonna give you a passing grade. You just not gonna come back to the table a second time, a third time. Sell me the same fucking story, dressed up differently, and then you come back, your story is a chick. I'm just gonna say spoilers, duh. I mean, I have the gameplay playing, and this is opening scene, so it's not even that much spoilers, but what I'm about to say is spoilers. The chick parents get killed. She watched her family die, get unalived, and now the same people that was there that unalived your family, you run off, get some training, come back grown, and say, "Hey, I'm getting revenge." And it's these number of people. It's 6, by the way. These 6 people are on my hit list. Wow, I've never heard that before. And even if you say, "Hey, a lot of stuff is recycled, it's regurgitated, it's not new storylines, quote unquote." Okay, give you that. I concur. You ain't gotta tell it in such a bland mid, the main points of the storyline. They pay them people good amount of money for these video games. And you mean to tell me you spending that much money for them to make some shit? I could have made the storyline. This shit we've already seen. And it's done in a way we've already seen it. And then it's not even good. Like I said, it's a lot of technical if rain looks like shit on this game. And I don't know why a lot of my footage, and when I started the game, it was raining. And I just like, at first I was like, all right, maybe it's me. Maybe I need to adjust my eyes. Maybe because, like I said, I'm a little bougie when it comes to graphics, all right? But at the end of the day, I'm not expecting Witcher 3, Geralt's hair flowing in the wind, okay? I'm not expecting that from every game. But at its very least, it's certain line. Like I said, I keep saying, it's a certain line of expectation when a motherfucker says generational. So I'm expecting rain to look like rain, not little jelly falling from the sky. And then she goes into water and not get wet. It's just a certain line when you say generational. And I just want to preference this. If you haven't bought the game, if you haven't played it, if you're waiting on reviews, baby, the game is mid. Hopefully, maybe you can hold out to a sale or something. I don't. And maybe by the grace of gaming gods, something will happen in the story that will make me change my outlook to an above average. But this is a pretty average game. It's below average storyline. Like I said, shit we've already seen. It's not even done in a cool or epic or oh, that's a surprise. That's a surprising element type of way. Like, man, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 so far. I'm really disappointed by this game, and I had such high hopes, and I kept saying I was getting a little nervous. Everybody was getting swept in about, oh, it's a chick, it's a chick. Mind you, you look certain armor outlets, and you put on a hat on her, you put a mask on, you can't even tell it's a female, honestly. So I'm not even gonna get in that whole it's a female, so that's why it's not that good, and that's why you don't like it. Nope, you're not getting that cap. Cause like I said, certain stuff I can't even tell us. I forget it's a chick until the game tells me it's a chick. Like, the game goes out of its way to say you're a female, or you the reason why you fight like this is a female. And it's just like, oh yeah, I forgot it's a female I'm playing right now until she opens her mouth and talk and something like that. Like, yeah, no, listen, I'm gonna just continue to say the game is mid. The story is mid. Something happened in like 3 hours in the storyline. The storyline painted a picture I'm trying not to give spoilers, but it painted a picture that something happened. Certain bad stuff happened to the main character. And then you find out very quickly, honestly, early on, that hey, it's not what you thought. Oh, you should feel something. I felt nothing. I didn't feel moved. I was like, oh, kind of saw that coming. Kind of predictable. This game is mid. I even try to tamper my expectations of the game, but when I start seeing that generational and all that bullshit, baby, I'm just gonna tell you the game mid. And I know I keep saying, I know I keep repeating myself, but the reviews, the Sony is obviously pushing the marketing machine and it's pushing the false narrative that this game is revolutionary. It's so undone. It's never been heard of. It's never been thought of. You've never seen this before. It's generational. It's a fucking lie. It's a marketing fucking campaign. Sony's full of shit for even hyping this game up like that. This game, Sucker Punch, baby. I'm very nervous for Legends mode. If this is shit that we getting from a $70 game, if they fuck up Legends modes, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. I am going to go ballistic. You think you saw me or heard me get pissed off in this pod? I am gonna lose my shit. Cause you're talking to somebody that still played Legends mode from Ghost of Tsushima in 2025. They Sucker Punch. Don't play with me. Do not play with me in this Legends mode. And Legends is coming next year. They still got a little time to get the shit together if it's fucked up. It was a new IP. It finally was in Japan. It was everything that Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft never gave us, even though we fucking told them the exact game we wanted, and they still went said, nah, we gonna give you this bullshit. And we looked at Sucker Punch and we said, thank you. Finally, this is good. We're finally in Japan. We're fucking samurai. What is this bullshit? So fucking mad. But let me turn it over because I know I keep repeating myself. Let me just turn it over to my cousins. What are your thoughts so far?
And here's the caveat between the two of us. I am very, very much more relaxed when it comes to judging a game, playing games, my taste in games, and even I have to say, this game could have been a $40, maybe $50 expansion. It did not need to be its own $70 esque price game. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit honest. I bought the collector's edition. It came with a mask, as the first one did, and I bought that collector's edition as well. So I was like, ooh, gotta have the pairs up. I like my collector's edition. I don't think I've ever regretted buying a collector's edition, but this one, I'm like, maybe we could have waited and seen. I could have got this on sale. But my thoughts on the game is their faces look like clay. Their lip sync is off. They played it safe and maybe too safe, but I expected a high budget, high gloss from PlayStation because that's what they do. And it has come out that this game has the same budget as the first one, around $60 million. And in an age where games have bloated, that's great. That's cool. It's not even reused assets. Hey, that doesn't bother me because God of War Ragnarok had reused assets. Hey, whatever you can do to keep the bill down, but you all played it too, in my opinion. There are little caveats, and I wanna say this with an asterisk. The new gameplay, quote unquote, improvements could have been quality of life added to Tsushima. Them dropping weapons and picking up and throwing it. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. It gives you more crowd control, in a speak, because they did change the combat around. Because the parry window, I'm like, yo, Tsushima is the first game I enjoyed, and I was able to do it, pull it off. And this is coming from somebody who has played and plat Souls game from Software. This game just ain't it. And while listening to my cousin rant, two things came to mind as we talked about before we started the show. The story seems very same-ish. It is a repeat revenge tale, but now, hey, it's a woman. And I don't give a fuck about playing as a woman or male in games. You talking about somebody who plays a game and then you get to make a character, I'm making a woman. She has no umph, no draw, because you put armor, you start putting things on her, you wouldn't notice she was a woman. Besides the fact that when she opens her mouth, she looks a very skinny, little nerdy guy with long hair. But I'm gonna throw this out here. And like I said, this caught my attention. We're recording and she was on her rant. This movie seems like the same plot as Kill Bill. A woman being done wrong, thought left for dead, and come back and like, yo, I'm about to ice these motherfuckers. I made a list. This is the Kill Bill plot. Not to
Damn.
say that anything is wrong with that.
Yeah. It's Kill Bill, and Kill Bill was
Yeah.
done better.
Kill Bill in ancient Japan. Not to say that Kill Bill is bad. because I love those movies, but the originality, the new coat of paint has worn off from the first.
Listen, I felt more emotionally elevated and more emotionally tied to the character of Kill Bill than I do this game. I don't give a fuck about Atsu. I'm just I don't give a fuck about her story. I don't give a fuck about her troubles.
There are little caveats here and there. I do enjoy. I see what they were going for, but baby, from 2020 to 2025, you all were working on this, and this is all you have to show. Okay, you made the open world a bit more. The first time you get on your horse and that camera pans out, and it's like, yo, is that a glitch? And then you realize, oh, that's a thing for the game, and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. You all made this new world. You want to show it off, and then it's like, yo, can we stop that? Like, why are you drawing me out? Because it makes it harder to see what I need to
Yes.
see because everything is zoomed out
Yes.
now. I'm,
So
I'm
many
trying to ride
times I
around and
have
collect
to
resources,
yes,
and
I
I'm like,
have
yo,
to
is that
stop,
what the
go
hell I need?
back. Oh my fucking
Yes.
yes.
I'm confused. The stance change. Well, technically, it's not really a stance change. You just change the weapon, and it changes the stance. Okay, it's little tricks that they did. It's like, okay, I see what you did. I got it, but it's like, did we
Same
really need
shit.
this?
Same
Did
shit
we
dressed up
really need
differently.
this? This could have been a expansion because when everyone heard a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, I'm gonna speak for myself here, but most people thought that Jin's story was going from the island to the mainland because that's what happened in that war. This whole thing is based off of true events. You all fast forward 300 fucking years and you're telling the same story with just a different person, and it seems completely unnecessary. I enjoyed the first one. The first one played nice. I mean, hell, you talking to someone who just not went back recently and finished the DLC for the first game, and now I move into this. It's not that big a difference. The world is still bright, vibrant, beautiful world, and I understand that these motherfuckers took a long time, if you want to call it that, making this world, so they want to show it off. But there are a lot of, hey, we played it safe. We didn't cost Daddy a lot of money, where everyone else is making hit big games and it's costing Daddy a lot of money, so the margin will be bigger. The line gets ticked up more, but this could have been less. This could have been more for less. And then Legends mode. Trice is worried about it. I'm gonna say this: you all saved so much money making this fucking game. I hope y'all put more into Legends mode than just the cookie cutter co-op missions or the raid and the horror mode. Because I'm gonna say this: my cousin still plays that goddamn game. That's her bread and butter. That's her comfort food. She gets on Legends, unalives demons, keeps it going. As far as first impressions, this ain't moving the needle, baby. It's not. This is just more same, more of the same. Even the outfits, I feel like they're kind of lazy. They're
Mhm.
just shirts half on, half off.
Blood.
The sleeve that it looks like baseball players put on when they're resting their arm before they go soak it.
Oh god, yes. And then the
Like
horse the horse, drip is so poor.
the
Like
horse, I'm gonna say this, and this is probably
ugh,
gonna give me a lot of flack. That horse reminds me of Roach from Witcher 3. Special ed,
yo,
baby.
you can't say
That
nah.
horse. I'm like, yo, what are you doing?
Listen, like I talked to my cousin when you're picking your horse. I didn't even realize the DLC horse was a DLC horse because it looked so plain Jane. I'm like, that's the DLC horse because it gives you a warning before you pick a horse. Like, hey, you're picking such and such. This is not the DLC horse. And I'm like, well, which one is it? And I had to go back and I was like, the brown horse, the plain Jane horse is the DLC horse. Now, preface this from the first one. You had the little DLC and you knew which horse was the DLC because the drip was different. The drip looked, it had some drip to it. And I'm like, I'm gonna get the basic game horse because he looks a little more appealing. He looks a little bit more special. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, the game mid. A lot of the world, honestly, and I talked to my cousin. I feel like they copy and paste the Ghost of Tsushima and they warped it. They
Too much.
shaped it differently, and they made it. They extended it out. That's why they have them little white paths to make your horse go faster so you can fucking travel from point A to point B faster. But like I said, in the worries that I had for this game about the world feeling empty, now I will say the livestock or animals, whatever you want to call it, it is some little dressed up shit to make it not empty feeling because It is a lot of grass, flower patches. Like it goes for longs and longs, and then all of a sudden you'll see in the distance this low graphical horde of horses looking like moving clay bots moving across the horizon. Mid. Everything about this game is mid. I felt like my cousin is right. Sony said, "Hey, don't do too much outside. Don't color outside the lines too much. You know, we struck gold with the first one. Just slap some makeup on it,
Keep
some
it
general
basic,
shit. Like
but
just
keep
keep
it
the
sexy.
keep the status quo. Just make sure them flowers are vibrant and they pop. Cause when them people live Mount Yotei, they need to see the beautiful landscape. Now I'll give the game this.
It is gorgeous.
Beautiful when you ain't looking at character's mouth move and you're not zoomed in on the moving herds of horses and you know you don't see the blob of bears. Now I will preference this. Maybe the day one patch update fixed a lot of this clay looking shit, but I doubt it. The lip sync I don't think it's ever gonna get better. The NPC color or change up. You know how Madden has the same 5 faces for their customization. I don't think that's ever gonna change in the game. Yeah, whatever. No patch is gonna change that, I feel like. And they're not going back and changing NPCs and making different variants of the NPCs. They're just not. Because I can clearly see that it's the same NPC with hair, without hair, change of clothes, different color clothes. It's just, can we put in a little more effort? Just a little bit more effort for a $70 game. A little bit more effort than just the flowers looking beautiful and me looking out from the mountain of Yotei. And it's just like, oh, okay, nice. Can I get a little bit more diversity in how you tell a story? Is that too much to ask, Sony? Not to sell me the same fucking game dressed up differently. Horizon Zero Dawn from fucking Spider-Man to now Ghost of Tsushima and Yotei. Can I just get a little bit more depth in the storytelling? Just a little bit. Just a bit where I can come on this platform and say the game is above average. You need to go spend that money. It is worth $70 or whatever you paid. Fuck Sony. And I had such high hopes. I was building in cap of, all the backlash she's getting for a female is unjust. Let's just see what the game is like. Let's play the game. I played the game, it's mid as shit. And I feel like they did minimum effort and it shows in the final product. All they cared about and all they fine tuning went to the flower designs and the flower graphics, and everything else was just, hey, just keep the copy and paste certain shit from the first game. Now people gonna say, oh, you can cook, you can throw weapons, you
This ain't
like.
overcooked. I'm trying to have a revenge. Why am I sitting here making dinner?
Like, when it was like, yo, cook salmon, I was like, and then it was like, move the remote and flip flop, and I was like, okay, that's cute. That's cute for this first time, but I'm skipping it. The rest of the time, I'm not gonna continue to do that. You're not gonna pat the gameplay time with me cooking salmon 500 million times. And like I said, this is first impressions, and I know it sounds like a full review, and I'm condemning the game, but I put in 10 hours over the span of 2 days. And so I feel like I'm entitled to this strong opinion so far. And all I'm saying, as far as my opinion, up to this 10-hour mark, and I don't think the game or the story after 10 hours of gameplay is going to dramatically change and boost it up. And like I said, a lot of the story is predictable. A lot of the stuff I saw coming, it was just like when she was going through all the stuff and she was saying, I was like, well, you say you saw this, but it never showed it. So I kind of already predicted that. Oh, that's not, you over emotionally looked upon that. That's not what really happened. Not saying what she's mainly mad about didn't happen, but I'm saying, and you'll see if you play the game and it happens quickly. It's just like, bruh, come on. And I feel like they could have did it totally different. Totally different. No, not the game mid. The game mid. I'm done. Okay, I'm done.
I said what I said, how I felt about it. Disappointment. It's Kill Bill in Japan.
Not even done better than Kill Bill. Like, what the
It's
fuck?
Kill Bill in Japan, and the messed up thing is it loses its shock factor because you know what's gonna happen.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, I expected a little bit more, but hey, I am more tolerant and less critical than my counterpart. But even I was like, hey man, this this could have been an expansion. This could have been a big, glorified, huge expansion that they just did years later. And I don't have a problem being given more of something I like. Now, to some
Yeah.
people, they don't like that. Oh, this. Why didn't you just make another game? You have some crazy ass people out here who just want to throw their money away. I am not. And
Mm-mm.
some of you may feel the type of way about our initial impression, but as I stated before, we are consumers and regular day people just like you. We have jobs and other things to attend to, families, lives, hobbies, workouts, whatever. We ain't got time to push and plow through to beat this game super quickly to get a review out. So we give you a slice, a taste of how we thought it felt, and we're going from there. And that's all we're here for, baby, to share
Yeah.
our opinion of what's
Yeah.
going on in this world. Because, like we say, just like you, we consume. So,
Look,
but let us
look.
know your thoughts in the
Eh,
comments. Are we wrong? Are we,
uh,
maybe a little
uh,
too high
t
strung,
and
too
too
high expectations?
biased. Yeah,
You know,
I just want to preface that some dumbass reviewer said this is generational, and when you say generational, when the said same generation had fucking Ghost of Tsushima in it, that means you have to be better than Ghost of Tsushima at the baseline, and you are not Ghost of Yotei. Ghost of Yotei is not better than Ghost of Tsushima. And you can say I'm biased, and I have it's not better. So you can't say it's generational when Ghost of Tsushima is in the same generation. Literally, I play Ghost of Tsushima on my PS5 that I have now, and I'm playing Ghost of Yotei. So you cannot say generational. And do not use that word loosely, because you just set an expectation that this game was never going to meet. You can say 10 hours of gameplay is not long enough to make this strong of a comment. And I can totally understand that. Like I said, I put in 10 hours over 2 days. The game has been out 48, not even 48 hours, probably. But at 10 hours of gameplay, you cannot expect the game to suddenly, the storyline just to improve dramatically. After 10 hours, 10 hours, you're deep. You deep in. You've seen and been told most of the story. And like I said, my cousin, he'll spend 20 hours on side shit. And
sure will.
I made a conscious decision to, yes, I did do some side stuff in that 10 hours, but I was trying to get to the main meat and potatoes of the game. Cause listen, the opening credits of the game happened and I was still looking like, okay, so when the game gonna start? Cause honestly, Ghost of Tsushima has such a mind-blowing opening. You are at war. You are charging into battle. Listen, the stage has been set. Hey, everything is on the line. You fighting through the crowds of people. You looking for your uncle. Like, you didn't even match. At minimum, you have to match that impact that the opening scene of the game had. And this game did not. It does not. It will never. You don't have to beat the game to get that understanding. The opening scene of this game is so, and you can say I'm emotionally unalive inside because you cried in the opening scene of this game and it made you feel this way and that. I'm just say I don't get it. It did not tug on not one heartstring of my soul. And I love Japan. I like a lot of stuff about Japan. I'm willing to go from the United States to Japan and spend thousands of dollars, not thousands, hold on, calm down. A large amount of
Slow down.
money for a plane ticket to go to Japan and, eat the food, enjoy the culture, do all this. So this game should have hit all my checkpoints. This is a sequel to a game that I love and I hold dear and I still have in high regard. This is from the same studio. They had 5 years. They said they wasn't giving no more updates to the Legend modes because why? They wanted to focus on the sequel. And mind you, and I want to preface this because they kind of was shady too. They sold the Legends mode independently. So you can buy Legends mode for $19.99 or whatever it was. And I want to say not even 6 months later, they was like, all right, we done updates. This is our last update. And it caught everybody off guard. Like, bro, I just bought this mode independently. I don't have the main game. And you gonna stop pushing out updates? I didn't see a lot of pushback because, like I said, people love the game. People love the Legends mode. They thought it was super. Oh, you got so much material and so much gameplay out of your original investment, which you did. That's why I feel gypped because this is not a lot of value for the money for you to charge $70. It's just not there. the game, the storyline, the mechanics, everything they said that, oh, it's new. It's not new. We've seen it before. It kind of pats the total gameplay time of the game. You can skip it. You can be because it's kind of it comes becomes a nuisance after a while. Like after 10 hours, I got so tired of cooking salmon and cooking food and making camps and starting fires. It's just like, nah, bruh, I'm over it.
You made a
At
camp?
Yeah, you can make
I
a
have
little
not
camp.
done that.
Yeah, you
I
make a
know.
little camp. You can sleep and
I ain't did.
skip time until the day or tonight. Yeah, like I'm 10 hours in the game. I have seen most of what the game has to offer at this point. And let me know if you agree or if I'm crazy and if I had too much expectations and I shouldn't let the hype machine and the marketing team and the generational reviews and all the 10s out of 10s, I shouldn't have put too much emotions in that, in which I feel like I didn't. You cannot tell me that this is a A1 and this is a high scale restaurant and I go in and it's basically microwave food. You cannot play in my face, Sony.
They
Sucker
serving
punch.
bologna sandwiches at Ruth Chris.
Listen, you cannot Bob's Steakhouse. If you're in Texas, you know what Bob's Steakhouse. Very high end. Your bill probably gonna be $500-$600 when you done. You cannot feed me TGI Friday food in Bob's or Ruth Chris or any high scale steakhouse in Texas. You cannot give me microwavable food, cause baby, I'm going to riot. Listen, I know I've dug a big hole and I've condemned the studio. Fuck up Legends Mode if you want to. I'm gonna lose. I am going to lose it. I'm gonna be in outer space of just pissed offness. Not a word, but I'm saying it. You are not gonna play in my face like that, Sony. You know, I'm looking. I've been trying to see if my opinion is just crazy and out of this world, but a lot of the stuff I'm seeing is very in line with what I'm saying. People feel the same way. People are complaining about the chick walking through rocks and how is this a AAA game and the clay and the looks of the NPC and the lip sync. Like all of this is circulating. It's not like we're the only ones saying this. They're saying this is same open world tropes, side quests really ain't got no value. The story of the things you do and you have no emotional ties to the side characters or any of the people that you supposed to be working with while you're on your path of revenge. You really don't care. I'm gonna stop beating the unalive horse, but let me know in the comments how you feel about this game. Do you feel like they can do some simple patch updates that can fix a lot of the issues? I'm gonna say right now, I think this is the game. I think Sony has a very big problem, and people are really pissed off because they're tired of getting the same game dressed up different across multiple Sony first person franchises. They're getting real pissed off now. It's the same shit. Come on now, for $70 in 5 years, I expect more. I expect more. Having being a samurai, even you say she's not a samurai, which she's not. Her fighting mechanics is very rough. She's a very much a brute. Everybody you go to train, every senseis make notes that, oh my god, you're so unrefined. You're a savage fighting with a katana. They make note of it constantly. We get it. Stop saying the same shit over and over again every time I go somewhere to get trained. 10 hours in over 2 days. Maybe I need to take a step back, let it breathe. I want to play the game for a couple days. I'll come back to it with hopefully a fresh soul and a fresh heart and a little bit more open eyes and understanding. But I gotta say, I don't think that's gonna change about my outlook of this game.
I like the optimism, but it won't. It is what it is.
Yo, fuck
That's
Sony is
that's
gonna
that's like that's like that's
fuck
like biting
Sony.
into a sandwich and you say, I really don't like this sandwich, but I'm gonna put it down. I'm gonna come back to it in a few days to see if I like the sandwich more. If it's shit in your first bite and it's shit in the second and third bite, it's gonna be shit the next time you bite it. It's just shit.
Listen. I think Sony is playing a dangerous game, copy and pasting all these games and all these generic ass stories. And I'm telling you, games are getting too expensive for that, Sony. You better get your fucking shit together real quick. And if this has any inkling, the new God of War game, bitch, I'm scared. Bitch, I'm scared. And what whatever else first party Sony games are in the pipe, bitch, I'm scared. Cause what you're not gonna do is continue to play in my face with these generic ass stories and the same story across different franchises and bitch, I'm scared if they didn't announce in 8 months saying, hey, there's gonna be a third Ghost game.
Of
Like
what?
and I want to listen. I'll bet $1 million if this game gets enough negative press and negative reviews from real people, not people that's paid by Sony, and the sales don't do expectations. I bet you then the third sequel will be Gen Sakai going to the mainland. They'll give people what they actually wanted. Then Sucker Punch would then go back to the drawing board, like, well, listen, let's just give them what they want.
Which I don't know why that's so hard to do in the first place.
I can see it. I can definitely see that. If the sales ain't there and all this negative reviews is gonna really out overshine all the paid reviews and all the good hype machine they did, I can see it. They finally be like, you know what? Let's course correct. Let's Sucker Punch all that isolated story and doing its own thing, going up north, and no, it's a wrap. Listen, because we got to gear up for Xbox to come to us when this 10-year contract is over. So get this shit together, because Xbox got the fucking Xbox gonna come in strong for us for some money. So we need to make as much money for these first party franchises as possible, and we ain't got time to be up here trying to fucking redesign the ship. People ask for certain shit, we're gonna give them. Hey, they don't want to play as a woman. I bet it won't be a woman next time. And I'm not even trying to be funny. As I play the game, I forget you even. I'm playing as a woman until she talks. Like, so the playing as a woman not even an issue. But I bet that if this game get enough negative attention or too much negativity, and the sales don't do what they think it should do, next game you won't be playing as no woman. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm gonna stop beating the game down, because people are gonna be like, oh, well, is this your final review? No. In another episode, I'll just give my final thoughts, and if it's more of the same, I'm just like, hey, the game never changed. It stayed the course after I beat it, and I'm very uninterested of any DLC. Like I said, Ghost of Tsushima, I bought all the DLC. I was game for everything. You couldn't take my money quick enough for Ghost of Tsushima. But this Ghost of Yotei, nah, I'm DLC. I wish they would announce some DLC. Get out my face. I already know how the DLC will go. I already know how the game gonna end. I'm only 10 hours in. I already know the story before it tells me the story. Sony, you ain't getting another dollar out of me when it comes to Ghost of Yotei. I'm gonna just tell you that right now. That's my first impression. That's Infamous first impressions. Let us know in the comments your first impressions. Have you played the game? Are you waiting on the sale? Are you seeing the real reviews? You didn't pre-order the game and you are smart with your $70 and you're just not gonna give it away. These companies gonna have to work for it, and Sony is not above working for my money threshold. So let me know in the comments if you like the game. Maybe you don't care that the story is quote unquote generic, very mid. Maybe this is the best thing since melted butter to you. And if so, tell me why. And tell me, how is this better than the Ghost of Tsushima? Because first you're gonna have to go over that hurdle, but then you have to tell me, how is this game good? It has any of the characters you've met, played, listened to. Do you even remember their names right now? After how many hours? Exactly. Yes, they're mid. But anyway,
I can name
Infamous,
I can name one. The Rain, the chick that sells you the bow.
you're not even confident in that statement. So that tells you all you need to know, people. He said he said he thinks. And then the name was Rain. The same thing that the game is so ugly. Rain. It looks like floating jelly from the sky. Your character never gets wet. She runs through a
I just
fucking
got one thing
river.
to say.
She doesn't get wet.
I just got one thing to say before we wrap this up. If you don't
Mid
take
ass
our
game.
word, hey, go watch the movie Kill Bill.
Yeah, at least that's
If,
a
if,
better
if you don't you don't
experience.
you don't take our word for what we're talking about, hey, go watch the movie Kill Bill and come back. Hit the comment section. Let us know. I'd love to see a well. Damn, Infamous.
Hey,
I
and
know what
I
I'm
was
talking
rooting.
about.
I was rooting for her. So when the story was getting told, I was like, damn. Let's like, hey, every fight she went into, I was like, hey, we're gonna put it all on the line. We ain't playing, because we want our revenge. We
Great
Kill
movie.
Bill is very much the same story story told so much better. It captivates you so much more. I can't the side characters' names are so irrelevant. They're not game mid.
And that's it for this video of Are You Not Entertained podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll never miss our next hot take. Until next time, Are You Not Entertained?